Hey guys, this is the Electrum Sabercrafts Remnant lightsaber. It's a newer design from Electrum Sabers, based out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and it's a pretty cool lightsaber. Its soundboard is a little bit different and unique on the market right now. This hilt is a multi-sound font capable and RGB color changing lightsaber, and the styling cues of this one are Electrum Sabercraft's version of cues that go back to the original trilogy. In particular, the activation box with a clamp card and the grenade style grip here in the main grip section, which are very similar to Luke and Obi-Wan's lightsabers. Same with the clamp card here, also similar to Vader's saber from the original trilogy as well. As far as the style of the lightsaber goes, I quite enjoy it. It's very sleek and streamlined, and as I've mentioned in other reviews that I've done, I do value lightsabers that are comfortable with not too many greeblies or hard edges to grip, and this one definitely has a comfortable grip everywhere you grab it. I think it's around 12 inches long, making it a little bit on the longer side, but it is very lightweight. For all the features that it carries, it's a very lightweight hilt. Let's take a look at some of the features on the outside. Of course, this is the emitter. Got 3 emitter windows along the front. Some painted lines. Actually, they're not painted, they're just going to be machined back. It's kind of a triangle shape emitter. It's your color changing RGBW LED in there. So the screws along the top, I believe, hold the emitter shroud. It kind of slides up over the top here. That's what those screws are for there. And you can see with the LED down in there, it's got a blade depth of about that far. Blade retention screw, and I don't know if you can see it, LED retention screw right there. Grenade grip, black anodized. So this portion here, as you can see, tapers in, which really seats your hand very comfortably in there. And then we have a choke point up here just below the emitter. So there is a very comfortable and secure grip, particularly on the upper half of this hilt. And then just on the lower half here, we have a very low profile clamp box, card in there. And all of those edges are really smooth. No problem gripping that along the bottom. And then pommel. Now, standard on most lightsabers is that you have a base speaker with venting at the bottom, but this one has the venting out the side. It's very comfortable to grip. Looks great. You have a couple different styles you can choose as far as finishes. You can get it light, medium, heavy weathered. I have the pristine finish on here because I like pretty looking sabers. What can I say? You can get brass or copper accents, and I went with a brass. And then there's I think four different clamp card styles. And I went with just a classic looking one because I wasn't sure if I was going to get another lightsaber with a clamp box and card. So just wanted to go with the standard one there. So if you're up to speed at all on Electrum Sabercrafts, this is an activation slide switch. It's no particular button that you press to turn it on. So, according to the instructions, bottom to middle is on, top to middle is off. And you saw the LED accent lights that are underneath the card. You can choose red, green, blue, amber, and I went with red, blue, and red on the bottom. So also this is capable of connecting with the Electrum Sabercrafts app, which you can on the fly customize motion clash sensitivities, swing sensitivity. You can customize the LED color, the pulse color, the flash color, the timing. Also customize sound fonts on the fly, switch sound fonts on the fly, volume, and all that good stuff. And then also with the lightsaber itself, it has an onboard menu which will allow you to switch between sound fonts and color profiles that you preset. So you can't not necessarily change the color of a certain profile, but you can cycle through a total of 12 different color profiles and also up to 8 different sound fonts. So I have the 2 sound fonts that came stock, and I added another Plector Boards optimized sound fonts to this as well. I'm just going to go ahead and slide a blade in there. Actually, before I do that, the pommel is held on with a retention screw, and this is the pommel and body right here. So I'll just slide that off real quick. It's a little bit different, doesn't thread on, it just slides on and off with a retention screw. Holds it on there, and just very clean, precise machining. So here we have the chassis. So you can see you got a couple tabs on the top and bottom there that could allow you to slide it out, but unless you're taking a chance with your messing around with your warranty, I would recommend that you don't. So this side here is, I can focus. You got the SD card. SD card is good for sound fonts only. All the other parameters and everything else set is within the board itself and controllable by the app. There's no LED parameters or anything, even sound parameters on the card, just the sounds itself. And those 2 pieces on the bottoms are a speaker, more akin to phone speakers than bass speakers, round circular bass speakers that you see on most sabers these days. And then you have a recharge port, and then you have a kill key switch, which is that white tab in that slider spot right there. So what's a bit different about this speaker setup is that because of the style of speaker, it's not necessarily as bassy as you get with a bass speaker. So it's a bit on the, pardon me, it's a bit on the, it's not tinny per se, but you do slightly miss out on a few of the lower bassy sounds, and not necessarily something that jumps out right away, but just something to note. So it's a bit on the higher pitched spectrum. Alright, let's fire this bad boy up. Alright, so as you hear it right now, I probably have the volume, which is adjustable through the app on a slider, probably set at about 40% volume. And I found that most indoor environments that I've had with this lightsaber have been plenty loud. All the swings, clashes, hums, lock up, all the effects, it's all plenty loud enough. So a lot of flexibility as far as volume goes, and again, it's all adjustable on the fly if you connect it via Bluetooth with your app. So I got purple blade, orange flash. Change the lockup to default to the top part of the switch versus the auto lockup when you make a lasting connection. I didn't like the lasting connection and an auto turning on for you, so just have it via the switch. You can't really tell, it's another hue of purple. Another feature this has, it's got gesture control. So if you have the board in a vertical position, you hold the middle button down, it will allow for blaster to flex and force push sound. That's pretty cool. Lock up. I've also heard that if you have more than one type of power on, power off, it'll actually cycle through them so that you're not always using the same power on and off if you have those multiples on your SD card font or folder. And I'll just go into the onboard menu, and which needs to be in a flat horizontal position to access that. So you just hold this for a few seconds. And then you can see my switch colors again, red, blue, red. And you can again pick different colors for that. So by tapping the top, you can cycle through your color profiles. Blazing red. That's a lime green. And a blue. Hot pink. We'll leave it there, and then cycle through the fonts. You just tap the bottom half, and that's a discernible change in fonts. And then to save your settings, you just tap the middle. So that's hot pink with a blue flash, and kind of like a pink with a white for lockup. So there you have it, Electrum Sabercrafts Remnant. Love the style, love the cues to the original trilogy. That's my favorite era of the Star Wars films. And the slide switch and the board interface and the app is all really good stuff. It did take me probably, I don't know, I want to say 4 or 5 days playing with it a bit every day just to kind of get used to how it operates, and playing around with the switch. And sometimes you can accidentally activate it or deactivate it. Not very many times. It's just all takes a little bit of getting used to, but I like it. It's a lot of fun. It looks great. It operates well, and really enjoy it. And yeah, check it out. Electrum Sabercrafts. Thanks for watching.